morning, and good night, everyone. Welcome to the Life Show. My name is Tyrone Brown Jr., and I am so happy to be here. I have a really good friend of mine that is all the way from Greece. I'm happy to bring him on the show. We're going to have an exclusive interview with him. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to introduce him. But before I introduce him, I just want to give a shout out to Fox Glen Marketing and Jackie Roper Jr. for all of the production that they're doing with the live show. Thank you so much. You can tune in, ladies and gentlemen, on our website, which is above me, www.thelifeshowpodcast.com. Also, you can go on and subscribe to our channel on YouTube at The Life Show Podcast, as well as we are on all things social media. Guess what? We even got a TikTok, y'all. I'm trying to tell you, we coming for it. All right. And then we now have our own QR code. So it is going to be amazing. We're on Instagram at The Life Show Podcast. Also, we are on Twitter at _life_show. So you can follow us on all things social media on or with The Life Show. And so with all of that said and done, I'm going to bring on my good friend that is from Greece. And I'm going to call him Kostas. How are you, my friend? How are you?
I am doing great. Thank you so much for asking. How about you?
I'm doing well, man. I'm doing well. This is just to, do an interview with you, man, and just to see exactly how it is on the other side of the world. So, where exactly are you from in Greece?
I actually live in the northern part of Greece. Like Greece isn't a big country, obviously, but I live in the Macedonian part, as we call it, part of the Greece, northern Greece, in a very small town, actually. Yeah, that's about it, actually.
Good. And I see that you have, a DJ title. So can you tell us a little bit about your DJ background?
It's actually not just DJing, but also producing as well, since I also make my very own music. And to be honest with you, like it did start a while back, actually. I think like maybe 7 years ago, 6 years ago.
Wow.
But I got into producing around 3 years ago, so it's a bit more like it's much a newer thing for me in general. Yeah, like I started DJing at a very young age as well. I remember back then I didn't have like a controller so that I would be able to mix like a normal person.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I was just using my computer and stuff. And when I first got like a professional controller, I was like, yeah, I'm going to make some fire mixes right now. So yeah, this is the background of DJing and producing and stuff.
Okay. So how did you get your start into DJing and doing production? What was your passion to get into it, to get involved?
Actually, that's a great question. When it comes to DJing, actually, I will split this into two sections: the DJing part and the producing part. So the DJing part, I always wanted to be able to play in a club and stuff like that, and be able to make other people happy because that's always what I love doing. But as soon as I had, I don't know how to call it, like a deal, or like I was contacted by a boss from a club to
Okay.
be to be able to work there. The pandemic broke up, and I wasn't able to work basically.
I see.
Uh, and Yeah, that's like with the DJing. I just always wanted to be able to to mix songs and also my songs in a club or in a massive stage and stuff like that. And That actually made me want to make my very own music as well. I was always watching, some tutorials on YouTube on how I can start making music because I'm self-taught. Like I don't come from a family that has musical background, if I can say so. So I was just watching some tutorials, and I kept like taking notes and stuff like that about music theory, and this is how I started making my own music as well. Um, I mean, for DJing, for me at least, it's much easier. But for production, making your very own beats, your very own music, I think this is the most beautiful part, because like when you're making it, you feel like you can take over the world. You feel that you have your very own signature in the songs that you make, right? So yeah.
Absolutely. Well, that's awesome, man. I'm really interested in your story and how you got started. And first off, I want to address number one how we met, how you and I met, because I think if I'm not mistaken, it's a little bit over a year, if I'm not mistaken, or almost a
That's
year,
true.
something like that.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so I want to make sure that the audience knows how we met and how you came in contact with the live show. So can you break that down and then give us a little about how that all started?
Yeah, to be honest with you, there was one day, like I'm taking it a while back, but there was just one day where I was feeling really bad, and I just wanted to be able to talk to someone. And sometimes you might need to speak to some people overseas, and these people might be able to understand you more. It depends on the person, I guess.
Yeah.
So I was just searching on YouTube about musical lives, and the live show actually popped on my recommendation list, and I immediately clicked it. And when I first joined the live, I instantly felt like a warm atmosphere. I don't know if this makes sense, but I mean,
Yeah.
I just felt like a beautiful climate, basically. Um, and I mean, instantly when I first described how I was feeling and stuff like that, I saw that everyone was there, and that they were open minded, ready to listen, which is really really important for me. And I instantly fell in love with the project and the idea of a stream. And one of the things that I really love about this is that you guys talk about so many different subjects, and this is really, really important to be able to help other people, because for me this is helping other people to like to become better, to better themselves, basically, which is really important. And that's it, basically. I
Well,
really
thank
love
you.
it.
I mean, I appreciate that for you sharing that. That is really beneficial because people need to know where we got our start, and now that we're reaching even on the other side of the earth to now impact other countries, not just United States, but in
Mhm.
Greece, in Africa. And I've always stated it's not just about me, but it's about empowering other people. And so we're glad that we connected. I'm glad that we connected. And even going forward, I want to get into your raising and where you were brought up. Well, we know that you were brought up in Greece, but exactly how old are you, or how young are you, should I say?
I am 25 years old, actually. I don't know if people can tell, but yeah, that's that's the age.
Man, and check this out, ladies and gentlemen. Look, really great guy. And before we go, matter of fact, before we go any further, I want to give you an opportunity to give your information as far as your production services online, where you are, how can people reach out and see what you're doing as far as Facebook or any other social media account at this time.
Oh, thank you actually for giving me that opportunity. I really appreciate that.
Definitely.
Uh, well, I mean, I don't actually. I'm not so involved with social media. The main social media that I'm using is Facebook and YouTube. Those are the main platforms that I'm using
Okay.
to promote my music and stuff. And like obviously SoundCloud to upload stuff there. So yeah, if anyone wants to find my music or latest news, I guess, about my music, that will be they can like check on on my SoundCloud, which is DJ Flaman. It's exactly how you hear me saying it.
DJ
And also,
Flyman.
yeah, exactly. Kind of a cringy, I
Yeah,
know, but
no, it's good. It's good.
actually, this has a history behind it as well, like the artistic name that I chose. And it mainly has to do with the fact that I love commercial aviation. I mean, I love it. So yeah,
Good, good, good.
and yeah, like if they want to see, if anyone wants to see news about my music and stuff, they can also check out my personal Facebook as well, which they can find me with my like full name, which is a diesel locomotive name, like I love saying. But yeah, it's Alexandridis Konstantinos. And except music, by the way, I also upload pictures and like videos of me making some 3D models and stuff of ferries and ships in general. And yeah, like my personal profile, I think that is the best social media that people can network with me actually.
Absolutely. And, ladies and gentlemen, he's really doing quite a bit. And we're going to go into his story about how he will be inactive for about the next 12 months here in the next couple of days because of his journey and what he's doing. But this young man is really phenomenal. And I am really impressed by his story and his journey about how he got his start, even with his sister. Actually, his sister had come on our show and was joined in with us, and really starting to take interest in our program, which is awesome. I'm very excited for your future, Kostas, because I think that you are primed for a rise to the top. And this is not to, try to, push you or anything, but I know that you have a great heart for helping people. Otherwise, we wouldn't have met. And so I want you to even talk about, your raising, how it was, and coming leading on up to this point where you are, and then also if you would go into the next 12 months of your life, of where you're going to be going and how you guys do things over there in Greece.
When you're talking about my raising, you mean like my childhood and stuff? Uh,
Sure. Yes.
yeah. So actually, I had a really beautiful childhood. Childhood, I can talk, and I actually have so many beautiful memories. To be honest, I think it's mostly like that in Greece, with most like typical Greek families. I always had and still have parents that are very supportive of what I do, which is really important. They are very overprotective. That's true, but I mean, like parents are like that, I guess. So
Sure. I think most of them are.
yeah, exactly. I mean, I was brought up with values of like accepting everyone and loving every single person and trying to help as much as I can.
Yeah.
Um, the only downside to that is that I think that I'm a bit too like emotional, which is really not good. I think so. I have to change that. But
Okay.
like maybe the army can help with that.
Yeah.
And speaking of the army, that's like about my future. That's the main thing that I have to face right now, because like in Greece, it is required by the law to serve in the army for a minimum of 9 months. It used to be 9 months. They made it
Okay.
to 12 right now. And like I heard, most of my friends have already been in the army, and they keep telling me that it's going to be very you're not going to be able to understand how time flew. Basically, it will be very easy because right now the army is like how can I put this? It's a very easy thing to do basically.
Okay.
Uh, I mean, if you want to join special forces and stuff like that, then yes, it's way too difficult.
Sure.
But I mean, if you just go to like serve your duties and finish with the army and stuff like that, that's I think it's easy. And the reason as to why I really want to go there and finish with the army is that I really want to find a proper job so that I will be able to basically live like a normal person here. And the truth is that the like for every type of work here, they always ask for males. They always ask if you have finished your army duties. So and in fact, I had like one of my dad's friends. He invited me to go to to a meeting with someone for a job,
Okay.
and he like I gave him my resume and the paper, where it says everything that I did.
Sure.
And yeah, and he was like, I really like what I see here, but the only problem we have is that you haven't finished your army duties. So I have to go and finish with my army. That's the main thing that I have to do right now for the future. And yeah, I mean, the only other things that I want to do currently are after the army, are to just find a proper job and be able to support my family as well, because this is really important for me. Um, I don't want my family to support me. Support me. I don't want my family to pay for my needs. Basically, that's what I'm trying to say here. And I want to be the one that will help them. I want to be the one that will be there for them in any case or in any problem they might face. And since we currently have my grandpa being in a very serious state with his health, I really want to be able to help financially with my grandpa if he ever gets to the hospital again. Because to be honest with you, if he does get to the hospital, our family doctor told us that that will be the end for him.
Sure.
So yeah, I mean, kind of dramatic, but you know.
Well, the biggest thing is that that's you know, and thank you for sharing that. That's a big difference from the culture that we have here in the U.S. Here it is. You're 25 years old and you're already looking to better yourself at this moment. And then you already have a heart to say, look, you know, I don't want my parents to support me.
Mhm.
I want to be able to support them as well as my grandfather. And that says a lot, about your culture and different things. And what you were saying is that in Greece, the army it's looked on as being honorable.
Yeah,
The army, when you go in, what it does is it really puts honor on your resume. As your dad's friend was talking, and you were giving some insight as to what he thought, that really gives credence to what you were saying. That here it is. He looked at your resume. He was like, "Look, I love what I'm seeing, but the only thing that's missing is the army the army on your resume." And that says a whole lot about the culture there. And speaking of culture, can you talk about the culture that's there in Greece?
sure. I mean, Greece is like most countries in the Orthodox branch, a Christian Orthodox country, which means that going to the church is really important. It's not necessary, but it's part of our culture.
Sure.
And usually every Sunday we go to the church to attend some holy traditions that we have here. And after that we usually go for drinks and stuff like that, for a tea or for like breakfast and stuff like that.
Got it.
um so yeah, like usually every single Sunday we go to the church, and you always, I mean, every single Greek house has a small corner where you have different like pictures of saints or Jesus Christ, for example. You have like a specific small place in the room where all of these photos are collected, basically. And in this like small place, if you feel the need to pray or stuff like that, you always go there and you just pray, basically. um, And it's also common to see people carrying like small photos of saints in their purses as well, in their bags. What else? Food is also obviously a huge part of Greek culture.
Okay.
um, I really don't want to brag, but I think that we have the best food. um,
Yeah. Brag on, my man. Brag on, because I love to eat, man.
exactly. I'm sure that you will love it here then, because like
Yeah,
it's an amazing
good
seriously.
deal.
Yeah, it's like we have things that I didn't even know existed. For example, I learned with my sister, who, by the way, lives in Athens right now. She doesn't live in my hometown, which is actually a big distance because Athens is around 580 kilometers from me, around like 6 hours with the bus. And she told me that they have a specific type of burger there called Angus burger, which is like a massive burger with like
Yeah,
so many different stuff.
I love.
Um,
You know what? I haven't eaten a burger in quite a while, but when I do eat them, man, it's something to behold. But man, you
and
were talking about the Angus burger and your food, the culture there, man. Um, I'm intrigued with other cultures. I really am, and bringing out the values that every family, goes to church. Every family, is really, locked into a higher being, a higher power than themselves, and they even separate rooms where they can go in and pray in their
Mhm.
homes, and that's really big to me.
Yeah, it's a classical part of the culture actually. Yeah, like most people do that, and speaking about cultures, I honestly don't think that the United States and Greece have different cultures, for me at
Okay.
least. Most of the things, at least that I have spotted or that I have seen in some videos and stuff on YouTube,
Yeah.
are actually common in Greece as well. For example, like I said with the church, I have seen in some YouTube videos with families going to the church and stuff, which is similar with Greece as well.
Okay.
So we when it comes to this aspect, there are some things that are similar. I mean, I don't know what kind of difference would you say that we have when it comes to the culture between like the
Well,
United States and Greece?
the thing is that when you were talking about culture and um, especially locally, I don't the military is more so of an option for the United States. If you want to, then of course you can join the military, or the army, as we and there are different branches where you got the Air Force, you have the Marines,
Hmm.
you have the Navy, and you have those things. You have those different branches, but a lot of people, what they'll do is they'll go, and they may do a stint in the armed forces, but then they may not. I don't think the majority of our youth are really encouraged to go to the army or to the navy because of the fact that maybe their parents were afraid, or maybe their ancestors didn't speak too highly of the armed forces, and so it's not so much of a badge of honor here as in Greece. But I do see the benefits. My son is actually in the National Guard, which is, it's the Army, but he's in inactive duty right now, to where he was on active duty, but he's inactive right now. Um, I didn't go. I didn't go to the Army. I think I got cold feet at the end, or towards the end, should I say? But with me, I just encouraged my son to make his own decision. as far as what he wanted to do with his life. And my son has turned out very, very well. He'll be 22 next month, to which I'm very proud. But
That's amazing.
this now, this culture here in America, I think, not everybody. There are some families that have the mindset that they don't want their parents to take care of them. But I think in the United States that people are spoiled from the system or the systems that are in place, and so we can't appreciate what we did not work for. And so I think that's the biggest cultural difference from Greece to America. That I don't think we don't really work, and there's a lot of division, as far as black and white and Hispanic and the different nationalities that we have here. There is much division. So I think those are the differences in culture from Greece to America.
I see. I definitely see what you mean. And by the way, I had no idea that like going to the army was an option there. I thought it was a necessity.
No.
Because here, by the way, I don't know if I mentioned that. Like you are required to go from when you are 16 years old. Like they try to
Wow.
get you as young as possible. That's crazy for me.
Wow.
But on the
I
other hand,
didn't
it's
I didn't know that.
yeah, and but on the other hand, it's good because, for example, if before going to university I was going to the army, then I would be free. Basically, I wouldn't have to do that right now. So I think that I definitely did a mistake for not going earlier. But I mean, I will go now, so I think it's the same.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
and also by the way, what you mentioned about again with culture and I like isolating people when it comes to color and stuff like that.
Sure.
Yeah, we don't have that here, but what we do have are some issues with immigrants and stuff like that. Because with I don't want to get into too much political stuff,
Right.
but the one of our neighboring countries is called Turkey. I'm sure that Turkey. Turkey
Sure.
is a massive country as well. And like the main issue is that the prime minister of this specific country keeps sending like flocks of immigrants to Greece, and that can be a bit of an issue because it is creating tension in the borders. So for me, that is one bad thing that is happening right now.
Sure.
And by the way, this is the reason as to why they changed the service in the army from 9 months to 12 months. It's only because of this tension that is happening in the borders right now between immigrants and Turkey and in general. It's the only reason that why they changed it basically. But yeah.
Wow. So what they did is they required, that people that they serve an army term of 12 months, then
Mhm.
of course they can have a better life in Greece. Is that correct?
That's definitely correct. Yeah.
Okay. And so now, what does that entail? Do you get favoritism as far as not favoritism, but do you get better options as far as job placement or different things of that sort, and people what they employers, do they favor you because you went to the armed forces? Is that how that goes?
That's a great question, actually, and the short answer would be yes. But if I had to like analyze this a bit, the thing is that even if you do go to the army and like you get employed in a job and stuff like that, and they see that you went to the army, that you have finished with your army duties, and you started working normally and stuff like that, your salary is going to be very like you're going to get a basic salary. Basically, you're not going to get paid much,
Okay.
no matter where you work. The only people here in Greece that are getting paid a lot are people that are working in companies like private companies and things like that. So if you really want to make a normal kind of living and like have a good salary, you need to go outside. Like you need to go to other countries in Europe and find a better future, basically. And this is one of these reasons as to why most people are leaving Greece in search of a better future, basically,
Yeah.
because like the amount of salary here is simply not enough to be able to live properly. And
Okay.
I have, for example, relatives from my family that have traveled to different countries in Europe, like Czech Republic, for example, or Germany. One of my aunts is actually living in Germany.
Okay.
Uh, and For example, let me give you an example of salary so you can understand what I'm talking about.
Sure.
So the profession of flight attendant, because I also have one of my cousins is a flight attendant as well.
Okay.
So like usually for the biggest airline here in Greece, which is Aegean Airlines, the salary that you would get is around 800 euros or 900 euros. I don't know how exactly that is in dollars. I think it's
Okay.
probably around 860 dollars, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
And so you have like a private airline which is paying you 900 euros. But if you go to a different airline in Europe, for example, or even in Dubai, for example, the Emirates Airlines, which is in Dubai, they are paying you close to 2,000 euros. So you can see that there's a huge difference between like salary. So why on earth would someone work in Greece if he wants to make or if he or she wants to make a proper living? This person will go abroad to find a better future, to be able to sustain his life and his family as well. So this is one of the main things that are making me feel skeptical, to be honest, because
Yeah.
I really don't want to leave my country. But
Sure.
I have people from my own family telling me, if you want to live normally, you should go outside of Greece. You should visit other countries. You should live in a different country, basically, so that you will be able to sustain your life. Have a much better salary.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Wow. Well, again, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with my good friend all the way from Greece. Now, I call him Kotas, but his name is Konstantinos Alexandritis, and he is all the way from Greece. I want to make sure that we are able to go to a commercial break really quick. And once we come back from commercial break, what we're going to do is we're going to share one of his videos from SoundCloud. We're going to share one of his videos from SoundCloud. I think production went and found his video or his music from SoundCloud. And so once we come back from our commercial break, then what we're going to do is we're going to go to SoundCloud and hear some of DJ Flyman's music and all of those things. Don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. Keep it locked right here to the live show. My name is Tyrone Brown Jr., and I'm here with my good friend all the way from Greece, Kotas. Keep it locked.
Hello,
Don't go
hello
anywhere.
everyone.
What's up, everybody? My name is Tyrone Brown Jr.
And I'm Jackie Roper Jr.
Look, this Junior, man.
Junior, baby.
Hey, let's get it. What we're coming to you today is talking about marketing and advertising. Look, Foxland Marketing is at your service for all of your podcasting, marketing, and advertising needs. Look, contact us at the number below. You won't regret it.
We got two numbers. We got a 219 number and we got a 317 number. If you need to talk to Tyrone Brown for the Gary, Indiana area, please reach out to him. This is a partnership that we are working from Gary to Indianapolis to develop small businesses, to make sure that we can get y'all creative marketing and small business development going. Podcasts, all of that, man. Whatever you got going, talk to us, let us know. We got a great following. We are trying to build together to where everybody friends become friends, to where you can reach out to the masses.
Definitely. So you don't want to miss. Look, Foxland Marketing and the Life Show. We about to go up. My name is Tyrone Brown Jr.
And I'm Jackie Roper Jr.
Look, keep it locked. Stay consistent.
Here we come, baby.
That was good.
That was a good one.
Welcome back to the Life Show. My name is Tyrone Brown Jr., and I am here with my really good friend from Greece. And I think production has pulled up some music from DJ Flyman through his SoundCloud. What we went and did is we went and found some music from him, and so if we can go ahead and play that and get everybody some kind of experience of what DJ Flyman is doing all the way from Greece, and then we gonna come right back to this interview, this live interview, in just a minute. Were we able to pull it up? All right, ladies and gentlemen, what did you guys think about that? I want to see your comments. And Kostas, can you describe that music, what we were listening to, and different things? Because I know we didn't play the whole thing, but can you describe what you were feeling when you made that track?
Sure. Actually, this is the first album that I made, the first ever album that I produced, and I also finished the second album these days, which is something that I'm very happy, by the way, to be able to do. The reasoning behind this album was that I wanted to create something with my very own sounds, with the like the sounds that make me happy, the sounds that describe me as a producer as well. And this is how why like this is why I chose to call this album "The Sounds of DJ Flam." Like it has my very own sounds. And by the way, like the portion that you played is not just one track; it's a bunch of tracks mixed in together, like a preview, basically. I guess you can call it this way.
Yeah.
And there was one track in like there are two tracks in this specific album that I really love especially when I produced, and those are one of them is called ouzo, by the way, which is a traditional Greek licorice kind of drink that you can have here. I can't drink it, by the way, because it smells weird to me, but it has like a large concentration of alcohol, so I really can't do that.
Sure.
Because, because like fun fact, I don't like alcohol.
Okay. Got it.
And the other track was called Crumbling Dreams, and that is actually a remake that I produced. It is actually a soundtrack from a game called Five Nights at Freddy's Sister Location, and I really like the original track because it's mainly a music box soundtrack, and it has the chords of like a valse, and I really love valse music as well. So I tried to recreate this track myself with like an electronic version of this track. So overall, all of these tracks in this specific album are falling in the category of progressive house. This is the main genre that you can call those tracks, progressive house. And yeah, that's it basically.
Man, look, you are full of talent, man, full of vigor, and again, I am so excited that you have decided to do this, with us today. This exclusive interview. I wanted to get to your music before we get to the last part. Now, in the next couple of days, you are leaving for the Army. Is that correct?
That's correct, yes.
And here at this point in time, I know this is pre-recorded, but here right now, it's 1:15 p.m. What time is it your time where you are in Greece?
It's 9:15 p.m. Like it's afternoon, basically. It's nighttime.
Yeah.
Yeah, 9:15 basically. 9:15 p.m. nighttime.
Oh my goodness. So it's a whole 8 hours difference.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I don't know if you guys have it in a different system there, like if you have it with the 2 and 1, and then like the 1 5 again. But here we have it like with the number 9. It's not like I don't know these changes and stuff. But basically, yeah, 9:15 afternoon. So yeah, it's
Wow.
8 hour difference. Yeah.
Like I said, I'm really intrigued by being able to reach all over the world, and then you being so kind to connect with us, and because you were going through something at a time, and then you were able to pull up our show and then get involved, and then from there you kind of evolved or blossomed into this guy that's really kind of now innovating other people and encouraging other people to really channel their passion in their music. I mean, how do you do that, man?
It's actually it just comes naturally. I really love helping people, like I said before. But what I really wanted to say, and I'm not just saying this because we are having this interview right now, it's just how I feel. And I think I have said this to you before, but I honestly think that if it wasn't for you and your life that I found, I wouldn't be in the state that I am right now. And I'm saying this because, I mean, like I said before, I have found your live and the page, the live page, the live show page, when I was at a very dark stage in my life, and when it comes to the way that I was feeling. And that is actually something that is happening to most musicians out there, especially like EDM producers like myself. Like I wanted to say that, like being on your live and like seeing people helping me, it has definitely made me feel amazing and so happy. But there are definitely some like days in my life where I feel really bad still. And to be honest with you, for me, I always have this saying, like this catchphrase, that music is the painkiller of nature. I always say that.
Yeah.
But there are some days where even music can help me feel better. And for me, this is scary. It is scary because, like, I love music so much. So if I listen to music and I don't feel better, then something is seriously messed up with me.
Sure.
But yeah, like, again, I have to thank you. I have to thank you for giving me the opportunity to express myself and basically for listening. I just wanted to thank you for listening. It's people don't listen too much these days. They have like uh, I don't know how to call them. They just, it's like they have something on their ears. They can't listen to you. They don't
Yeah,
appreciate what
blocks
you
on
say.
their ears.
Exactly. That's what I meant.
Yeah, but it's definitely our pleasure. I believe that this is what we have been called to. This is our purpose to be on this program. And as I was, as our producer and I was talking, my business partner, a lot of times what people do is what they'll do is they'll get on lives for entertainment purposes. And I don't think anything is wrong with that, because there's nothing wrong with a little bit of entertainment every now and again. But when you make entertainment a part of your life, then what you do is you miss out on good information. And information is the only thing that will stand, even regardless of what you're feeling. If you don't have any knowledge, if you don't have any understanding, if you don't have any thing that you build on from a foundation, then you're going to crumble as a human being. Because when the pressure is on, the pressures of life, when they come on you, you need to have a solid foundation of knowledge, of things that you know for sure, regardless of your circumstances. And that's what really is able to get me through, and push through the negativity, push through the uncertainty, push through when I don't see it in front of me. Just knowing who I am and who I've been called, or what I've been called to, it is really encouraging. And to hear you say that, to hear your testimony that, thank you. I'm really appreciative, because that lets me know that my labor, and the things that I know for certain, that they're not in vain. And that says a lot. So thank you so much for sharing, your time, and your efforts with us. And we wish you nothing but the best in the next 12 months, because you leave in what, 2 days, if I'm not mistaken, is that right?
Yep, I am leaving in 2 days from now. I have prepared all the papers that I have to do for the army. Because, fun fact again, like for most things here in Greece, there is a lot of paperwork involved, and yeah, I have everything. So yeah, in 2 days I'm leaving, and hopefully I will return being the same person, basically.
Yeah,
So
I understand. I understand. All of the paperwork. But look, I wish you nothing but the best. I'm so appreciative for you sharing with us on this exclusive interview. And anything else, any last closing words that you would like to express before we make our exit today?
I would just like to say again, thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak about culture, speak about my music, speak about certain important topics that I really love talking about. And like I said, I can talk for hours, seriously. So I would like to thank you for giving me that opportunity. I would also love to thank you for giving the opportunity for more people to be expressive, and for more people to be able to be understood, basically, which is again very important for me. I honestly hope from my heart that you're going to meet so many amazing people as well, and I'm sure that this podcast and those interviews are going to be really, really beautiful to listen to. I promise you that I will share the page and this podcast with my entire family here and
Yeah.
my circle, I guess, if I can call it this way.
Yeah.
I'm also wishing you the best of luck, because you deserve it. you are seriously one of the most unique lives that I've stumbled upon on Facebook, which is so, like, for me it's beautiful, but at the same time very unique as well, because usually nowadays with internet you don't like see a lot of serious stuff, right? You mainly
Sure.
see trolls, you mainly see bad people or people that take advantage of others, and they are not there to support and to listen. So just because of that, I want you to have this in your mind, that you're doing something that is so unique, and that you help people, not just artists, but you're helping people in general, which is really important. Again, I am very, very thankful that you gave me the opportunity to speak today, and I'm very thankful that you had me. I'm wishing you all the best. God bless, and yeah,
Thank you
thank
so
you so much.
much, man. You are one of a kind, my friend. You are one of a kind, and
You are
it's
also one of a
definitely
kind.
this will definitely not be the last time. Of course, in the next 12 months, I pray for your safety, and that you will accomplish what you have set out to do, and that is to make your future bright. So I pray in that stead, and that, man, you would just excel beyond whatever your goals have you have set for yourself. And so, again, my friend, thank you so much for joining us for this exclusive interview. Again, ladies and gentlemen, this is my very good friend, and I do mean, look, we didn't just call each other friends; we call each other family. you know,
Exactly.
and really that's what we are. We stay in contact. I go on his lives, quite often, and I see the work that he's doing, that he's putting in, and it's so tremendous to have such a person all the way on the other side of the world. But I'm so grateful that you were able to share with us, and thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for your warm heart and your warm words of encouragement. Again, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Life Show. My name is Tyrone Brown Jr., and of course, my good friend, my family, all the way from Greece, none other than Kotas. We will be with another interview at another time, but until then, look, have a great and safe evening, morning, and good night. Blessings to you. Be safe. Peace.